In the past few sutras of the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, the revered sage Patanjali has enlightened us on the profound significance of worshipping God. He assures us that through sincere devotion, a devotee can effortlessly overcome the myriad obstacles that obstruct the path to self-realization. But what do we mean by obstacles? Patanjali is precise in his teachings, outlining 8 specific types of obstacles we encounter on our spiritual journey. The first obstacle mentioned is Vyadhi, which we commonly understand as illness. This encompasses not just physical ailments, but also disturbances in the mind. When a part of our body or mind falters, it leads to pain and suffering. The human body and mind are exquisite creations of nature, essential for our journey towards self-realization. If we experience any defects, our path naturally becomes impeded. In today's world, many of us grapple with some form of Vyadhi, whether it be stress, anxiety, or physical health issues. To navigate this, we must meditate on God, who transcends the limitations of the body. By connecting with this divine essence, we can rise above our physical and mental constraints. I remember my own struggles with health during my early days of meditation in the Himalayas. It was through my heartfelt prayers and devotion that I found strength to heal and continue my journey. The second obstacle is sthayana, or the dullness of the mind. Often, our minds are not alert or attentive. Instead, they are consumed by lethargy and inertia. This dullness can be mistaken for silence, but it is far from the alert stillness we aim for. A mind heavy with negativity or overwhelmed by sensual pleasures tends to succumb to this dullness. To combat it, we should actively contemplate God, His form, His name. When our minds are actively engaged in this divine contemplation, we awaken our consciousness and break free from dullness. I often recall the quiet evenings in the Himalayas, where the vibrancy of nature enlivened my spirit, reminding me that engaging with the divine can effortlessly lift us from states of dullness. Next is samshaya, which refers to doubts in our minds. Every effort we make as seekers is anchored in our conviction that it leads to a profound state beyond sorrow. The intensity of our efforts directly correlates with the strength of our belief. Yet, in this age of information overload, we are bombarded with distractions that challenge our convictions. Temptations arise, causing us to question our choices. It's crucial to recognize that our doubts often stem from conflicting compartments of our mind. One part may be filled with faith, while another is riddled with skepticism. When we find ourselves succumbing to temptations, it is a clear sign that doubt has crept in. Through meditation on God, who embodies supreme knowledge, we can gradually erase these doubts. I learned this firsthand in my journey, as doubts often clouded my path. Yet, through persistent meditation on my master's teachings, I found clarity and renewed conviction. The fourth obstacle is pramada, or overconfidence. Many of us fall prey to the illusion that we have transcended the binds of Maya, or illusion, after a few successes. However, it is essential to remain humble and aware that no one truly rises above this grand illusion without divine grace. Worshipping God fosters this humility, and reminds us that it is through His grace that we can navigate our limitations. I have witnessed several seekers who, after a few accomplishments, became complacent. The lesson here is clear. The path requires continuous effort and surrender to the divine. The fifth obstacle is alasha, which signifies laziness or a lack of enthusiasm. We may know what we need to do, yet inertia keeps us from taking action. As seekers, we must cultivate eagerness and confidence to achieve our goals. Without this enthusiasm, we risk falling into the allure of distractions. Meditating on God, who is ever enthusiastic and engaged, can invigorate our spirits. I remember my master often saying, "A joyful heart is a magnet for miracles." This wisdom has always inspired me to maintain enthusiasm in my spiritual pursuits. The sixth obstacle is avirati, the craving for sensual indulgence. As long as our minds are entangled in desires for sensory pleasures, we cannot turn inward and discover our true essence. Sensual indulgence feeds the cycle of desire, creating a prison of thoughts that distract us from our purpose. The antidote lies in focusing our thoughts on God, who is beyond the senses. In my own life, I noticed that whenever my thoughts wandered toward worldly pleasures, returning to my meditation on the divine helped me break free from that cycle and return to a place of inner peace. The seventh obstacle is Bhranti Darshana, or hallucinations. We often hear that the world is an illusion, but confronting this illusion is challenging. Many seekers struggle with their imagination, often creating alternate realities that lead them astray. Instead of trying to suppress this imaginative capability, we can redirect it towards thinking about God. By infusing our lives with thoughts of the divine, we minimize the risk of falling into hallucinations. In my experience, painting my life with the imagery of my master helped ground my thoughts and guided me back to the truth. Finally, we have a labda bhumika, which signifies a fickle mind. A firm, steadfast conviction is necessary for our spiritual journey. However, our minds often become fragmented, leading us to hop from one path to another, seeking everything except the realization of our true self. Worshipping God, who embodies unwavering conviction, can strengthen our resolve and help us navigate through confusion. I recall moments when I felt lost in my pursuits. It was in those times that returning to the thought of my master helped me rediscover my path and purpose. Patanjali Rishi identifies these 8 obstacles as diseases of the chitta, the mind. The remedy is clear. We must meditate on God, who transcends these obstacles and possesses the power to guide us through them. It is essential to understand that he does not prescribe any specific form of God. Whether we choose to meditate on Shiva, Shakti, Vishnu, Rama, Krishna, or any form we feel comfortable with, what truly matters is the faith that this form is an expression of the supreme truth. This faith will be our key to overcoming the challenges we face on our journey towards self-realization. As my master would often remind us, in the depths of our struggles, it is the grace of the divine that leads us back to our true selves. Let us carry this wisdom in our hearts as we navigate the path ahead. Through devotion, awareness, and sincere efforts, we can surmount these obstacles and journey closer to the realization of our true essence. Thank you.